I'm going to share my screen. I don't know, people might be thinking about yesterday we started 8:30, right? Might be they thinking about 8:30 and waiting for join. Let's see this. Okay. So let's have a quick recap. Last class, yesterday we just finished about the pending topic called DSCP backup, right?
Yeah.
So let's go back and just Windows Server. It's class 18.
Could you please share the notes as well in the recording sessions, sir?
Recording is getting right?
Recording getting notes we are not.
Notes you're not getting. 1 second.
Okay.
Start recording. So today date is 20/05/2024. So we discussed yesterday for on DHCP, a backup and restore, right?
Yes.
So any question in this?
Nothing, sir. Go ahead.
Okay, good. So today we would be talking about in the FSMO role. So most important. Okay. So probably we will be ending our training next week. So we will have the troubleshooting topic as well as WSS. We will cover up on Saturday and this thing. Backup and restore, we will see possible today will cover, otherwise Saturday will cover it and Sunday these two topic cover it. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, the most important topic in Active Directory, FSMO. What is this FSMO here? Flexible single master operations. What do you mean by this? Microsoft has decided there are 5 people to manage entire Active Directory. To manage entire Active Directory operations activity. Okay, those 5 peoples are divided into 2 parts. Number one is forest level. Second one is domain level. In our Active Directory, we have the 2 areas, right? You can think about forest level is a central government, right? And think about domain level is the state government, right?
Okay.
Central government has that you have a main top level called as a prime minister and president, right? And you have here domain level have a chief minister and other department ministers, right?
Yes, sir.
It means so whatever the state level responsibility, these people, correct?
Right, sir.
And across state within the country, these people is responsible, correct?
Yeah.
Same things in Microsoft, in Active Directory, Microsoft decided this kind of leadership, this kind of the operations team, right? They have made a people like that. The forest wide rule called number 1 is Schema Master. Okay. Second one is Domain Naming Master. And state level roles are there like Chief Minister, other department minister like that. The Chief Minister is Primary Domain Controller. RID Master, which is called Relative Identifier. and last one is infrastructure master. Okay. So these are all roles each role has individual responsibilities. So what are those responsibilities? What will be the impact if those roles are not available? Okay, we can talk about forest wide role. Two people are there. Schema master. So what do you mean by schema master here? Schema master is entire forest single schema master. Okay, single schema master. Entire country, there is a one prime minister or one president. Correct? There won't be a two president. There won't be two primary. Correct?
Right.
Like that, entire forest there is a single schema master. What is the responsibilities of the schema master? It's a predefined template. It's a predefined template which is stored all the AD object classes and attributes. What do you mean by this?
We have a titles department in the while creating the user account. We have attributes, right, sir?
What do you mean by classes? Now, when you are going to create a user, how do we create a user in Active Directory? We'll go to the dsa.mlc.
Yeah. We
We'll
go to
open
the
the Active Directory users and computer where we can right click right there
yeah, right.
under. When you the moment to right click, you will see the list of options. What are those? You will see that is users, computer, organization unit, right? Those are all called as the classes. Users, right?
Okay.
Computers, right?
Mm,
OU,
Groups.
groups, that is called as the classes. Under the classes, you will be creating an object, correct? Object. What is that object? It might be the
User
under
account, computer, anything else.
the user is a common name for all the users. Computer is a common name for all the computers. The common name we called as a classes. Now, example for this, if I talk about car is a common, right? It might be a Toyota car, it might be a Benz car, it might be a Volvo car, it might be Audi car, correct?
Yes, sir.
Classes means is a common name. Computer is a common name. Like that, in Active Directory, they made a proper classes. Those classes are categorized while you creating an object. Those classes are categorized while creating an object. Might be you are creating a computer is one of the object, OU is one of the object, groups is one of the object. Under these classes, you will be creating a multiple groups, right? It might be a domain local group, it might be a global group, it might be a universal group, correct?
Yes, sir.
And while creating of this object, you will see the form, the template will open, right? The form. What is the form it open? You need to fill the details. It is asking you for the first name, last name, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
The
Yeah.
form, the where is coming that form?
Schema.
Schema. That is called, it's a predefined template which is stored all AD object, which is classes and attributes. So how do I check that? Let me just open my AD and then I'll explain that is in how you can see that. Okay, let me just open my Active Directory. Portal.exe.com. Okay, let me power on this machine. Start it. Okay, let me start this machine. Okay, let's connect with the server. Take the public IP address. DC1. Okay. All right. Now, what is the responsibilities we understood now? It has a predefined template which is stored AD object
Yes.
classes and
Yeah, right.
attributes. Right? We understood how what are the classes and what is a no attribute means what? Each object when you open the properties, you see the attributes. We'll discuss that. Okay. Now how to check my schema master? How to check schema master? We can check, we can see that we can check two way. One is command prompt and one other one is GUI. So command from the command is, we can tell that we can see this all the roles which domain controller has, which is netdom, query,
Query,
FSMO.
FSMO.
You know this one, right? So we
Yeah.
can see that which domain controller has the what kind of role. And individual role you wanted to see the GUI. By default, this schema master won't be able to see anyway by default. So we need to run the command to check that console reg svr space sshmmt.dll. You have to run this reg svr32, right? This has to be run. Then you can able to see my schema master. Then you can able to see my classes and attributes. How we can see? You can see this. Okay. The first you can see the command prompt. Command prompt. Go to the command prompt. Netdom query FSMO. Okay, it will help you to who has the role. Okay, which domain control. See this host name, who has this VM1. Correct. All the
Yes.
roles are in this VM1 only.
Okay.
And by default, schema master it won't be able to see anywhere, right? To see this, you have to go with this place MMC Microsoft Management Console, add remove snap-in, then you will be able to see this, the list of, say for example, MMC, okay, add remove snap-in, file add remove snap-in. Do you see this list of Active Directory schema here?
Yeah.
Do you see?
No, sir.
Won't be able to see by default, correct?
Yeah.
Anywhere you won't be able to until you registered reg svr32 sshmmmgt.dll. This has to be run. See, DLL registration is succeeded. Then
Okay.
you can go back again MMC file add remove snap-in. Then you would be able to see this Active Directory schema. See this?
Yes.
Click on add and click OK. So here it is your all the, this is the predefined template Active Directory schema. We can see the classes and these are all the classes are there. And these are all attributes are there. Where you can see these are all list of, where you go to the dsa.msc and you will be going to see this. When you going to right click here, the list of, right, you can see this new, you see this computer, contact, group, these are all comes under for classes. When I
Okay.
go to the user, the automatically form is open, first name, last name. This form is coming from where? It's coming from the schema only. It's already defined, predefined. Once we user created, you would be able to see this. This is a all form, right? This is all attributes. See this information. Where it is coming, this all information is coming from where? We see the
Schema.
address, account, profile, telephone. The information is where you need to store. It is comes under from the schema only. And also, when you enable this advanced, you will be able to see these properties, all the attributes, where you can see object and all you can see attribute. These are all information based on requirement. You can edit it. See account expired. account history, admin account. These are all where we have seen this is in Schema Master, right? Attributes. When you right click on this Operation Master, you would be able to see this current Schema Master it is. Understood the responsibilities of the Schema Master?
Yes.
What happened this Schema Master is not available? What would be the impact if Schema Master is not available? What would be the impact?
We are not supposed to create anything else.
No, we can create it. There is no impact for existing user, correct?
Yeah.
There is no impact for existing user, correct? Because
Yes.
already users are defined.
Yeah.
Is it any business impact because of Schema Master is not available?
Mhm. Not sure. Sir.
No, no business impact. But any newly user created, it will be a little latency and it will be delayed that. But impact is you will not be able to edit the Schema Master or modify the Schema Master, correct?
Yes.
And to do that, the special permissions required. It will not be access for everyone the Schema Master. That's by default, there's a schema admin, it will be group created. Group membership must be required, right?
Okay.
So who are part of the schema administrator group, then he will be able to have access to modify it.
Okay.
That is a mainly need to understand that when you go to the dsa.msc, you would be able to see this schema administrator group. He should be part, even though domain administrator also does not have access. You should be able to handle that.
Enterprise admins.
Yes, enterprise administrators are powerful, he will be. But the user must be part of schema master. This person. Getting?
Yeah.
So these are all, it is not big impact if the schema master is down, but only changes whenever you require to modify the schema master, then you won't be able to have access. But is impacted, how do I resolve it? How do I fix it? I can fix, either you need to transfer the role, right? When we talk about the transfer role, okay, while moving the role, we should think about two ways. When we talk about the transfer, both the DCs are up and running. When you do the transferring, the another one is seize the role. What do you mean to seize the role? It's an unexpected shutdown. The role which domain controller, but that domain controller is down, unexpected shutdown, no more now, and you will not be able to bring back him. Transfer you can do it, both the DCs are up and running, correct? You can go the other domain controller and you can transfer it, take it easy from the role from him to easily. But that person who has a role, that person is not available, is not at all connected. Now such scenario you can use a seize the role. Transfer can be done both. Transfer the role can be done both command prompt, CMD and GUI. But seize the role can only done for the CMD. That's all. We will talk about how to transfer the role and how to seize the role. We'll discuss. Is this clear? These are all majorly understanding that each role responsibilities.
Yeah.
What would be the impact if that schema, that role is not available? Then how to fix it?
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah.
Same things we have the domain naming master, which is another forest road wide. Okay, another forest wide role, that's called as domain naming masters. This is also entire forest, single domain naming masters. Correct?
Yeah.
What is the roles and responsibilities of this domain naming master? What is the roles and responsibilities domain naming master? This domain naming master role is any domain controller and a domain promoting or depromoting. What do you mean by promoting, depromoting means? Install and uninstall.
Yeah.
We must need domain naming master. Any domain controller and domain promoting and depromoting, we must need
Domain
DNM
naming
master. If this guy is not available, what will be the impact? We cannot
promote
install or uninstall
domain
name master. I mean the AD, DC and domain. So what will be the impact? Yes, there's no impact. No impact until we are creating
another domain controller or domain.
Correct. Any new DC or domain. Make sense? Understanding?
Yeah.
How to fix it? Again, you can two-way. Either you can transfer the role or you can seize the role, depends on the requirement. Correct?
Okay.
Getting my point? Where I can see this domain name master? Where I can see the domain name master? In GUI.
First time relationships.
Yes, active directory domain interest. For, and you know that already the GUI, command prompt, netdom query FSMO.
Yeah.
When you open the domain.msc, which is active directory domain interest, which is domain.msc. Okay, right click on this operation master. You see this domain naming master.
Yes.
Right? What happened? This domain name master is down. You will not be able to install or uninstall domain control and domain across your forest. So how to fix it? We need to talk about transfer and seize the role. We will tell you that how to do it all. Okay, all together. These two roles are majorly important and taking responsibilities up to handling for entire schema master of the classes
Forest
and
level.
object forest level, and domain naming master for installing and uninstalling for the domain and active directory. I mean domain controller.
Okay.
Now these two roles are forest wide and the other three roles are domain wide. What are those? Number one is PDC. Second one is RID. Third one is infrastructure master. So what is a PDC here? And all role can able to see in a single place. All role can see single place, which is called can see single place, just called DSA.msc. Where you can see here dsa.msc.
Once you click on the domain,
You need to click on this domain name, right click, Operation Master,
masters.
and see this RID PDC infrastructure.
Yeah.
Right? And what is the PDC first? It is name called as a primary domain controller. What is the roles and responsibilities? And this is a, we would say, most critical role, important role, right?
Yeah.
What are the roles and responsibilities? It has the three various roles and responsibilities. One is time synchronization. We also call as a NTP server. If you want to make a NTP server in Windows, that should be a PDC role. Second one is responsibilities, password replication. What is that? Password replications. And this would be we call as in any username password you changed, that would be get updated immediately. The PDC should be required. Third one is group policy update. So any group policy you created, and that would be get updated for other domain controller, and this is the responsibilities to do this. So what will happen if this is impact not available? You will not be able to log in if it does not have a cache password, and you will not be having it. It is impact. Okay, it's a business impact. Yes. So this is, that's what we call as a, this PDC role is most critical and important role. Now how it is processing this PDC role? Now let me explain you for this. Where is my whiteboard? Whiteboard का, where is whiteboard? Details. Let me stop this screen. Okay, give a minute. Where it is coming this? Where is the whiteboard? How do we get it? Okay, I got it. Whiteboard. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay. Now this process should be important to understanding during interview point of view. Okay. And operations point of view. Now we have that is a multiple domain controller, right? We have this. We have this is my, forest, and we have this is my domain, and this is my domain, and this is my domain. Okay. Now you have that is in this one side two domain controller, and this side you have two domain controller, and this side you have two domain controller. Now this domain, how many DCs are there? This domain, how many DCs are there? 6 DCs.
It's a total 6.
Sorry. Hello.
Total 6, sir.
Total 6 domain controller, correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, out of these DCs, you will be having one of the PDC, and you
Yes,
cannot
sir.
be making multiple DCs as a PDC, correct?
Yes, sir.
Out of 6, one person is a PDC machine, right?
Yes.
Now, this PDC, think about he is in a Bangalore location, and this is a site is a Chennai location. He is a Hyderabad location. So all these 5 domain controller, all these 5 site responsible is who is this? This person is right?
Yeah, PDC.
Correct. Now any changes you done it here in this site, any changes you done some in these changes, the domain controller must provide the information to this PDC. Keep in his cache and keep his update in his database. Now first you creating a user and password before you log into the object, right? Before you log in that user, that all it is the reporting to the PDC. PDC has a responsibility to distribute the username information and password information to all the domain controller to keep their cache. PDC has a responsibility to distribute all the domain controller within a domain, keep the user information and password of this user in your cache. If any user is trying to authenticating and reach to the domain controller, you can verify password and username in your cache, and if it's a match, then is allow it. Now something recently changed the password and that it did not have it. What is going to happening? He has an old cache password, but is trying to log into this and with new password, it won't allow you. That intimate go to the first PDC. He has to clear the older password and update his new password, and he should give update to all the domain controller. There is a changes of this user, the newly reset the password. I have cleared in my cache and I updated in a new password, and I'm updating you all domain controller. You can also clear the old password and keep update for the new password. The ones that is update is happened, right? Then user will be get authenticated. And that complete responsibility is done by
Yeah, replication also PDC.
not replications, only group policy. Replications can be done for the different methodology, which is KCC will be there. Okay, ISTC will be there, where you created the different site, right? Replications would be done by that is in group policy.
Okay.
You any policy created another domain controller, and that has to be updated first in a group policy, and group policy responsibility to update to all the domain controller. There is a changes, please keep update in this in your database for the group policy.
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah, PDC responsibilities also we can see the group policy update.
Yes. Yes. Now what's happening? Now you have linked the policy on the domain controller. Okay. You have created a policy and linked the policy on domain controller, and it must be get updated to other domain controller, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, if it is still not showing here, it still is not showing here. what is going to happening?
Replication is
Not happening, right? So how do I verify it is needs to be updated? You need to go back to the gpmc.msc, and you can see this. Think about you are in a different domain controller. Right click here, change here. He has authenticated for the domain controller, right? Right click here, change domain controller, right? You would be able to see the multiple domain controller, and you can just connect with the PDC, this domain controller, and just click it OK. And if you see this policy should be updated, that's all. He should be able to get updated. And you are in a, think about you are in different domain controller. Okay, example, you are in different domain controller. Think about you are in ADC. What you need to do, always best practice, when you go to the gpmc.msc, connect to PDC, change domain controller, connect to PDC. They have a list of domain controller. Correct PDC and click OK. You are in a PDC and do whatever changes you are going to do and create a policy. And the moment immediately you created, and all the domain controller policy will be get updated. If you're not done this, if you're not connected here, it will take little time to get updated because it is a replications issue, or it's not issue because it's a different site you are there. At least you should give some time to get updated, correct?
Yeah.
Hence, you need to get connected for your PDC. While you, this is the best practice to give a connect for the change domain controller and connect the PDC. Then you can able to do all these things. Then immediately you can go and check other domain controller. The policy must be get updated. If not, what is happening? You are in a different domain, different site, different domain controller, and you created the policy, and immediately you will not be able to get update other site. Immediately won't be able to see, but it will take some time to get updated. That's what people are saying, that is in you need to replicate that group policy. Go to the DSI.msc replication manual. You see that command, we have seen that replicate manual. Individually we go to sites and services and the domain controller, and we right click and replicate now.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is how we need to plan for this PDC management.
Okay.
And this PDC is down, we will have impacted. Okay.
Yes.
And how do we fix it?
We can change the role
Immediately. You have to take care about it. Okay, because it's a business impact, right?
Yeah.
And two-way, and you should be planned for with seizing the role and or transfer the role.
Yeah.
Right.
What is time sync, sir?
Time sync is when you wanted to do with the time synchronization, all the domain in your domain, all the member server, client machine, the time should be up to date in this domain. When you go and see the time, right?
Okay.
And every machine's time should be up to date. Who is going to taking care? If you want to manage the time synchronized server PDC, then the PDC's responsibilities, that's called as the NTP server.
Okay.
But that is has to be configuration for in some registry setting. Okay. You wanted to make that PDC role as an NTP server, registry setting get changed it, and your machine should be get authenticated for the time synchronizations. So basically you can do it for network, which is router level time synchronization, Unix server level time synchronization, Windows level time synchronization. In Windows level, you want to do this PDC is a must responsible for the time synchronization.
Okay.
So in Windows, you wanted to make a time synchronization, then you have to do some configuration setup is there, registry setting changes are there. And in that domain, all the computer, client computer, member server, whoever servers are there, everyone time should be get updated. And because of this guy as a NTP server.
Okay.
I will share the one document how to configure the NTP server from the PDC.
Once it is configured, we are not supposed to change date and time in our
Yes. No, you
client
can,
machine.
you that changes you can do it, but updating responsibilities to PDC.
Okay.
Okay. So you man, but once you change it, it won't be fixed. It automatically get changed later after reboot or log off and log in.
Okay.
But making sure that is if 1 minute or 1 second if changes one of the server time delay changes is done, it will be impact.
No.
During the daylight saving is most critical because of the time synchronizations issue, and there will be the business impact. Correct?
Yes.
And that I have seen that is in multiple, during the daylight saving time.
Okay.
And the fixing of this, how do you fix this?
Time sixer.
Not time synchronization, the PDC role.
Changing the role.
Yeah, we can transfer the role or seize the
Yeah.
role. We'll talk about how do you transfer the role, how do you seize the role. We'll discuss. Let's talk
Okay.
about other two role quickly. What is other roles are there? RID master. What is RID? A
Relative
relative
identity.
identifier. So what is his responsibilities? This RID master responsibilities distribute pool of SIDs to all the domain controller within the domain. What do you mean by this? He has a lot of security IDs. Every object, okay, every object must have
We will create it with the security ID.
security ID, correct?
Yeah.
So who is providing this security ID? While creating, no, RID will distribute the pool of ID. If his user is authenticated RID master, he will also be responsibility to create or generating SID. While creating of any object authenticated one of the domain controller, and the DC must have release or generate SID of this. How it is getting that? The DC will be going to have that. This RID must provide the pool of SIDs to this DC within this domain. Now you have the multiple domain controller. One of the DC is RID, right? Yes or no?
Sir. Yeah.
And he has already bundle of pool of SIDs, correct? His
Yes.
responsibility to distribute to all the domain controller, the buffer SIDs to be shared and distributed. And any user is authenticated one of the domain controller, and that domain controller has the rights to generate the SIDs of each object. Or if this user is authenticated to RID, and he is also responsible to generate the SID. Correct?
Right.
What will happen? This RID master is impacted.
We won't get any security IDs for the new object.
No. Not available means he will not. He is already given the responsibility to DC. Other DCs has rights to generate the SID. What will happen is RID is not available. He will not be able to distribute RIDs or SIDs to the whom? DCs, correct? He will also not able to generate the SIDs if user is authenticated. Also, he will not be able to distribute the SIDs to the DCs. If luckily the user is authenticate RID, then not able to generate, right? Generate the SIDs, correct? Impact, object will not be able to create. Yes or no? Object will
Yes.
be able to correct if that user is authenticating to the DC, then you will be able to have this issue. Good to go.
Yeah.
Understanding this, maximum people
Yes.
has a confusion here. RID master will have the both the role. Okay, he will be himself generating the SID as well as he will be distributing the SIDs to the domain controller
Yes.
within a domain. Correct?
Okay. Yeah.
And again, how to fix it?
Transfer the role and seize.
Right? Same things. And what is the last one is?
Infrastructure.
Infrastructure masters. This infrastructure master will work when we have multiple domain. Okay, and this responsibility is cross domain platform.
Trust relationships.
Cross domain platform, sorry, update.
Trust relationship.
Trust relationship, it's a by default created, and trust relationship is already created. That is different topic. Now
Okay.
this is, you wanted to add one domain to, you wanted to add a membership from one domain to other domain, right? That time you should have that as an infrastructure master is available.
So we are creating security groups like local.
Correct. You wanted to add a member from other domain. We discussed
Yeah.
about the domain local and universal, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And during that time, your infrastructure master must be up and running.
Okay.
Otherwise, if this guy is not available, you will not be able to add the user from other domain. That's what is called as a, is also called as a cross domain platform. So what will happen? That is an impact not available, and
Yeah,
you won't be able to,
users will not able to access anything else.
right?
Yeah.
Can't be added. Okay, so added or added users from other domain. When you have the multiple domain, when you have single domain, there is no responsibilities. He'll be doing his own domain only.
Okay.
How to fix it? Same things. We have to plan for this.
So this will impact only for the new
Yes,
groups or new
when you are
users.
going to adding a member to the other domain.
Okay, so already part of the group infrastructure master.
No impact. No impact.
Okay.
It's again same things. The
Okay.
schema master already created object, no impact. When you're
Okay.
creating, modifying that, newly creating user, as well as when you want to modify the schema, that time will be impact. Same things in the infrastructure master, already that person is added, there's no issue for them. But again, he's sometime traveling or logging to the different domain, that user, yes, this infrastructure master required.
Okay.
So it is overall making that entire entire forest, all people has the individual responsibility to take care, right?
Yes.
Internally, these all people has the responsibilities to take care active directory operation should, because now he made a Microsoft. If something goes wrong, one of the domain wide role in this domain, does any impact for these two domain?
No, sir. I
No.
think it is only domain level.
Correct. Series. If it is any impact for this this domain, one of the domain wide role, does any impact for these two domain?
No.
No. This is how the properly plan that. And even though the forest wide role we have a two, if is impacted, yes, it is impacted for entire forest, not that much of business impact.
No.
Correct?
Yeah.
So that is a majorly Microsoft is made for this operation master called as FSMO roles.
Okay.
How to fix it? How to transfer the role? You can do that is in transfer the role. We can do it for two way. One is by using command prompt, and second one is GUI.
GUI.
So the more effective is command prompt. There is a command called, should go to CMD, ntds util, okay, roles, connections. Let me show you here. Now, which domain controller you want to transfer the role? Okay, you wanted to transfer the role for the different domain controller. You have to go to that domain controller, command prompt, ntds util, ntds util, right? Roles, connections, connect to. Sometime you does not know the command. You can press the question mark. You will see this. Connect to server. Copy this. And this machine, DC1. What is this machine name?
VM1.
VM1, na?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Yeah, VM1. Okay, you need to see this. Connect to server. Okay, VM1 dot site.com. Connected. Now you can quit it. Q. Now press question mark. You will be see this. Transfer. You want to do the infrastructure master. Transfer naming master, domain name master, transfer PDC, transfer RID, transfer schema master. And same command, you can do it the seize the role, you can do this seize the role. Getting?
Yes.
Understanding here?
Yes, sir.
So how to transfer the role? This command I'll give you, I'll paste it here. Okay, copy this. Connections, and now you can do it. And for the GUI mode, you need to go to that is individual role.
Yeah,
Okay,
we
you
have
can write,
option to
you
transfer.
have transfer the role. That's it.
Yeah.
That we can do it. Where you can see this. And more effective than GUI, it would be using for command prompt.
Okay.
Right click here, operation master, you need to click on the change it.
Yeah.
So this is how we need to plan for. Basically, operation masters will not have a issue usually until that responsibilities has a domain controller. And that domain controller has any issue, then we will have a problem.
Okay.
But we need to make sure that we need to make sure that FSMO role must be able to, and FSMO role must be able to, or FSMO role all should be uh, always available, that you can able to check from the PowerShell script. You can plan for this to keep monitoring for the FSMO role. Obviously, that domain controller has to look into this, correct?
Okay.
The domain controller should be up and running always. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Clear this point?
Yeah.
Okay. That's it for the FSMO role. So I thought to cover a backup, we can take it since you are alone, right? Today we will not cover this backup. We'll talk about next week.
Okay.
We will see this backup and restore. Probably we'll try to end up the next week, guys.
We have certificates as well.
Certificate, I'll explain you for how it works in theory part. Okay. What is that? Backup and restore. We talk about troubleshooting.
Patch management, WSS.
Patch management. That's what WSS comes under for this. Both it comes under for is the patch management, right?
Sir, in some cases, they're asking server hardening. What is server hardening, sir?
Server hardening, I have not worked on that, but I'll look into that. I can explain later for that.
Yeah, in some of the companies, they're asking server hardening.
Right. Server hardening for security reason, they come up with the last after the COVID, they keep started with this hardening. It is just making, I heard about something that is they are making some security point of view, which is no need to, have duplicate kind of, right? Overwriting the kind of, it will be registered with that kind of. Now, how you making with your licensed for the operating system key, right? License key. Once you used it, you cannot use for other machine.
Okay.
Right? Like that.
Security also, we need to talk about security as well.
What security?
Server security wise, how we need to take care of.
That is, we need to have that auditing, right? Security auditing would be in a group policies. You need to be enable that group policy security audit.
Okay. We need to keep our server safe and that.
Yes. All that can be configured under the group policy.
Okay, sir.
Good to go?
Yeah, sure, sir. Thank you, sir.
No problem. Thanks, Kiran. So you are regularly attending. That is appreciated for you. Okay.
Yeah,
so you're not
that
missed
is
any
my
single class. Yeah, I have seen that. From the day one, you never missed single class until you have some any issue with that.
Yeah, there is a need for me, sir.
Hey, good. No problem. Finish, complete the training next week and prepare your total of experience.
As I told you, sir, in help desk, I'm having 11.6.
No, she's okay. All good.
Okay.
Thanks for tomorrow yesterday.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Bye.
Okay, guys. Bye. Take care.